Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Welcome you all. Today is 9th chapter. So today we will be learning the most confidential knowledge of the Gita. So what is most confidential knowledge? Most confidential knowledge, that is Raja Guhya Yoga. Raja means king, right? Guhya means confidential, secret, the highest. Raja is king, right? So king of all the secrets. That is what we will be learning today. Right, so a very interesting chapter. It helps us understand what is Krishna, like the real position of the Lord, right? So uh, Krishna starts talking about himself in this chapter, okay, but like in 7th chapter also we understood, and in 8th chapter also we understood, right, how to attain Krishna, what is Krishna's position. Today, in 9th chapter, Krishna will give us the most confidential knowledge, as in the most secretive knowledge, which only devotees will know. Using that, devotees can straight away please the Lord, right? Make Krishna happy, win his heart, steal his heart, and go back home, back to Godhead. Right? That is what we will be learning in today's class. Most confidential knowledge. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence." See what Krishna is saying? I will be telling you the secretive knowledge, secret wisdom. Why? Because you are non-envious of me. You are never envious of me. Right? So, one question to all of you. Why are we here in this earth? Why? Why are we here in this earth suffering? Yes? Anybody?
Because we have forgotten our relationship with Lord
to
Krishna.
achieve salvation.
We have forgotten our relationship with Krishna to achieve salvation. Then, any other answers?
Because of our karmas,
One of you?
past life karmas.
Past life karma. Okay.
Because we were envious of Krishna.
Hari bol. Yeah. See, first answer is we forgotten the relationship with the Lord. After we came here, we forgot the relationship of the Lord. Okay, because we were all from Goloka. We were all staying in Goloka, Vaikunta. So there we had not forgotten. Right? So after we came here, because of the material modes, the three modes of material nature, we forgot our relationship with the Lord. Then to attain salvation, because we are here, we have to attain salvation. Otherwise, why? If we were already in Goloka, we won't have to attain any salvation. Right? Next, what was the other answer? Past karma, past life karma, right? Again, past life karma is because we are here. We are taking janma after janma, we are taking birth here. So we've accumulated past life karma. But why did we come here? The answer is, as Mataji said, we are envious of the Lord. So it is all given in. There's something called Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Okay, it's written by Srila Sanatan Goswami. If you get a chance, you can read. It's available online. Right? In there, in that book, everything is clearly explained. Where are we? What is our origin? Right? And why have we fallen onto this planet Earth? Why are we suffering? Why are we struggling? Why are we being illusioned? The answer is just one. We were all there in Goloka, Vaikunta, right? Enjoying ourselves with Krishna, right? Serving him, doing all, playing with him, pulling his leg and everything. Okay. But Because we got envious. What kind of enviousness is that? Why we are all serving Krishna? Why only he should be served? I also want to be served. I want all others to serve me also. That is called enviousness, right? That is where we are falling down. We are getting envious. We know Krishna is the Lord, we are the servitor, but we want to become the Lord, right? So we want to lord over. So that is the main reason. Because of this envy against Krishna, we have come to this material world. Okay, so Krishna is not punishing us. You know what Krishna said when we all said, I also want service, why I should serve you? You know what he said? He said, you also want service, you also want to become Lord. Don't worry, here in this world only one Lord can be there, only I can be the Lord. Do not worry, I will create a separate planetary system itself for you, where you can go there and become mini Krishna. So we are all here mini Krishnas, right? Trying to become mini Krishnas, right? Trying to get service from others and everything. So Krishna said, okay, do not worry, I'll create a planetary system, right? So he created material world and he put all of us there, right? Different people into different planetary systems. We saw yesterday in Goloka chart, right? 14 planetary systems are there. Earth is just one of them, right? So based on our intensity of desires and a kind of desires, Krishna placed us into different planetary systems, and he said, yeah, you do whatever you want here. Okay, now why are we getting problems in life? Why are we struggling? Why are we suffering? Why are we performing past karmas, like you all said, bad karmas and everything, right? It is all because of this lording over attitude. I want it. You can test yourself. When somebody is not listening to you, you get angry. Why? Everybody should listen to you. I want to become the king. I want to become the boss. You can test yourself. All of us have these qualities. Show me one person who doesn't have these qualities. Even a small baby has this quality. Say a baby is playing with a toy. Take away the toy from the baby, starts crying, right? I want the toy, right? Starts crying. Same way. Why? Because of the lording over. I want it. I want this to happen. All others should support me, listen to me, do what I say. That's why anger, lust, greed, everything comes, right? You have so much of money, you still want more money. Why? Because you want to be the boss, right? You want to be the millionaire. You don't want anybody to have that much of money, right? So that is greed. So all these anarthas, bad qualities, everything is coming from that lording over attitude. That is called enviousness of the Lord. You also want to become Lord. You also want to enjoy the way Krishna enjoys, right? Such people cannot become devotees. That's why I said, that's why Krishna said in, I think, 7th chapter, Bahanam Janma Namante Jnanaman Ma Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabaha. Such a person is very rare. What person? To understand that Krishna is all in all, not you, not me, not your mother, not your father. Krishna is all in all, right? And surrendering unto him, right? Humble, humility, right? Saying, I'm nothing, I'm a beggar in front of you, Krishna. That quality, attaining such a quality and surrendering ourselves to the Lord, becoming a devotee is very rare. Okay, because of these traces of minute traces of lording over nature. Okay, now when you take up chanting process, chanting 16 rounds and all that, after years with devotee association, you cannot chant alone. You can chant alone, but it takes janmas and janmas, and even then, after that, no guarantee. So, chanting and devotee association, as in discussing Harikatha, like how we are discussing here, this is devotee association, right? So, you have to chant, that is one hand. The other hand, we need two hands, right? Two eyes, two hands, two ears, same way. One hand, one thing is chanting, but the other equally important thing is association of devotees and discussing Harikatha. Unless you do these two things, you cannot become free from this envious attitude, right? Envious of Krishna. You can say, oh no, I'm not envious of Krishna. I'm just getting angry on another person. Why are you getting angry with another person? Because you want him to listen to you. That is lording over. Remember, only Krishna should lord over. So if you get that feeling of lording over, others should listen to me and all that, then that means you are envious. You're still envious of the Lord. Okay, not directly but indirectly, subconsciously we are envious, right? So with these two things, chanting and devotee association, we can completely become free of this envious nature. And that day we become pure devotees of the Lord. That's why Krishna is saying, I will reveal to you the secret wisdom because you are not envious of me, Arjuna. Arjuna is a pure devotee of the Lord. He falls on his knees and surrenders to the Lord. No envy, nothing. Right? So then Krishna says, with this secret wisdom, you'll be relieved of the miseries of material existence. That means by knowing this, just by knowing this, we'll get Satchidananda, the bliss that we all want, and we can go back home, back to Godhead. Okay? Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Midamuttamam Pratyakshavāgamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartamavyayam. So now Krishna describes the characteristics of this knowledge that he is going to reveal in this chapter. Right? How is this knowledge going to be? It is king of all education, Raja Vidya. King of all education means after knowing this, whatever knowledge Krishna is teaching us or going to teach us in this chapter, there is nothing else remaining for us to know in this world. It's the king of all the education. Then Guhyam, Rajaguhyam, secret of all the secrets, right? It's most secretive knowledge. Then Pavitram, it is purest, right? It is purest. Then Uttamam means very, very good, right? And then what else he says? Pratyaksha you can directly perceive, right? Direct perception of the self by realization. You can direct perception means it's like an experimentation in the lab. When you do the experiment, you can see the improvements, the results of whatever you're doing, right? You'll get the result then and there, right? Same way, Krishna consciousness is also directly perceivable. When you do something, you will immediately start seeing the change in yourself, or the result you'll immediately get. Okay? Provided you've done it systematically, properly. And then dharmyam, it is the religion. It's the perfection of religion. Okay, there is no other religion that exists other than serving the Lord. Any religion that teaches you how to serve the Lord and surrender to the Lord is religion. Anything else, right, is just something in the name of religion. It's not, it's just pseudo religion. Okay, susukham, it's very joyfully performed. Krishna consciousness is very joyfully performed, right? You just read, read the scriptures. If you're tired of reading, you can do kirtan, right? You can sing, you can involve your family members, friends and all that and sing a bhajan, dance for a bhajan, right? Fine, you're tired now, then you can eat Krishna prasadam, right? And then after that you can draw Krishna, you can read Krishna katha, you can go to a temple, right? You can associate with so many devotees, have so much of fun in the temple, right? You can chant, right? So it's very joyfully performed. Any hard work involved in it? No, right? So that way it is susukham. It's that's the most specialty. The specialty of Krishna consciousness is bhakti yoga is this. It is susukham. It's easy. It doesn't involve meditation or any such endeavor. Karma yoga means you should go to office, work, and all that, right? So all that is not needed. This bhakti yoga is very easy. Go to temple, do that, do this, right? You can do paintings of Krishna. You can decorate Krishna's altar. You can decorate Krishna if you have, right? All that you can do. You can dress up well for festivals, right? Yesterday there was Nityananda Trayadashi. So for all festivals, temples will celebrate grandly, right? So you can dress up, you can take your family members and go to the temple and all that. So it's very so much fun it is, right? And avyayam, it is everlasting, right? Any small service you do, the results of the service, devotion service, is avyayam. It can never perish. It's imperishable. Okay. Anything related to Krishna is eternal. Even if you go and ask Krishna for money, whatever money he gives you, that also becomes eternal. Okay. That is a specialty. Example, we saw Dhruv Maharaj's story yesterday. Right? So those who are not faithful on the path of devotion service cannot attain me. See, sincerity is very, very important. No show of bhakti, right? No show bottle bhakti, no telling lies and doing bhakti, right? If somebody comes and asks you, are you chanting one round? Yes, yes, I'm chanting, but you're not chanting. So Krishna is saying, see, Krishna is there in our hearts as Paramatma. We cannot cheat him. right? If you think you can lie and all that, then you're cheating your own self, right? So that's what Krishna is saying. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me. And who can be a better judge other than the Paramatma himself, right? Who's so closely sitting next to you in your heart, right? So, O conqueror of foes, but return to birth and death in this material world, right? If you're not sincere, if you're not faithful, you come back to this material world, again take a janma like ours, like right now, and then suffer all the miseries. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them. So, what is Krishna saying? This external material world, what we are seeing, the cosmos, right? That is also situated in the Lord's Vishwarupa. We see in 11th chapter. Okay. So everything, because this external cosmos is also Krishna's energy, material energy only. Right? So Krishna pervades this entire universe, not directly but through his external energy, right? All of us are in him. There is nothing without Krishna that runs in this world, okay? But it indirectly runs, right? Krishna supports indirectly, like the organizational levels you can see, right? Say you are a team member, you have a team leader, you have the team leader will have a manager, the manager will have an other section manager, manager will have some CEO, something CEO, then president something, whatever, right? The highest will be the some president, CEO, whatever, whoever, right? So you are monitored, right? The head of the company will monitor you, but not directly. He will monitor you probably through your team leader or your manager or whatever, right? Same way Krishna is also telling us, okay? And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all the living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself is the very source of creation, right? So this is exactly what Krishna is saying, right? So I do not directly come in manage everything, right? But he has his agents to do it, right? mm. But he is the although I am the maintainer of all living entities, although I am everywhere, still I am the very source of creation. Okay. So as the mighty wind blowing everywhere always rests in ethereal space, know that the same manner all beings rest in me. Air is everywhere, but it is still in the ether, right? In the space. So same way Krishna is also saying. He's the creator. Okay. The whole cosmic order is under me. By my will it is manifested again and again, and by my will it is annihilated at the end. Okay. So it is by the Krishna's will, right, that this material world gets created, and by Krishna's will the material world gets annihilated as well. Okay. Oh, Dhananjaya is Arjuna. Okay. Arjuna's another name is Dhananjaya. Oh, Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached, seated as though neutral. So, why does Krishna say this? The creation keeps happening, destruction keeps happening, right? Everything is just happening. It's running by itself, right? But he is neutral. He is not going to be attached, or he is not going to be personally involved in all this, right? Why? Like I said, he has Vishnu. The working form of Krishna is Vishnu, right? So he is the one who takes care of all this. Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu. There are three Vishnus. Okay. So Karnadaksha Vishnu creates, right? And creates the cosmos. Okay. Garbhodaksha Vishnu enters into the cosmos and creates the 14 planetary systems which we saw yesterday. Right? And then Kshirodaksha Vishnu enters into each of those planetary systems, and enters into our hearts also as Paramatma, and takes care of that planet locally. Okay, so these three Vishnus perform these three duties, the creation and destruction as well. Right? Now, maintainer, destruction as in they pass orders to Lord Shiva, and Shiva takes over. Right? So but Krishna is unaffected, because he is in Goloka enjoying, playing with Mother Yashoda, Gopas, right? Dancing with the gopis. He's just because he has his people to do all this. That way he doesn't personally get involved and doesn't therefore he remains detached. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sa charachara hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Maya dakshena prakriti, this material world is working under Krishna's direction. Maya dakshena, so Krishna is the president, right? And this prakriti material world is working under the direction of the Lord, right? O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and immoving beings, chara achara, right? Moving and immoving. By its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashita parabhavam param bhavam ajanato mama bhota maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend into a human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. Okay, and this is like Krishna's proper example is Shakuni, right? Even you can see in the picture, right? There are a lot of people who consider Krishna to be just some ordinary human being, or if you see some extraordinary activities he's doing, people say, okay, he's some magician, he's learned some magic and all that, right? They are not bowing down. You can see a set of people who are not bowing down, but there is another set of people who bow down to him because they know it is the Lord. He is not an ordinary magician or someone. He is the Lord. He is the supreme Lord himself, and only devotees can understand that. Avajananti mam mudha, fools cannot understand the Lord, right? They do not know my transcendental nature, my supreme dominion over all that be. So only devotees will understand the Lord, because Krishna speaks to his devotees, right? Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. In 10th chapter, tomorrow we will learn this, right? So based on your desire and based on your attitude towards Krishna, Krishna starts revealing himself to you, right? Krishna starts giving you instructions how to attain him, and Krishna reveals himself to you. So you will be able to see the Lord, right? When people question you, when you go tell your friends you are learning Bhagavad Gita, and when if they question you, oh, where is God? If God is there, I can see, no? So you tell them that based on your desire and attitude, he will reveal himself to you. You cannot go and see him. He is not your order carrier. You are his order carrier. That's why he's God, right? Moghasha moga karmanu moga jnana vichetasaha rakshasim asurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shrataha. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. This is the answer, right? This is the answer. I just told you, right? Those who are non-devotees are always attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. That's why they cannot identify God. Even if God is standing right in front of them, they cannot, right? Because they are in the deluded condition. So in that condition, their hopes for liberation, that is salvation, right? Fruitive activities, karmic activities, right? Culture of knowledge, everything just goes away, falls into some dustbin, right? Because they do not have control over their own mind and self, right? Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritimashita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. So what is Krishna saying? Those who are not deluded, on the other hand, right? Those who are not deluded, those who are devotees are called Mahatmas, great souls, right? So great souls are under the protection of divine energy. They are under the protection of divine energy. Who is that divine energy? Radharani. Okay. So there are two mothers. Okay. For the material world, as long as we are in the material world, we have Durga Devi taking care of us. That is Mahamaya, external energy of the Lord. But as soon as we become devotees, right? Even if we are in the material world, our mother will change, right? Radharani becomes our mother, Krishna's internal potency. Okay, external potency is Mahamaya, that is Durga Mata. But if you become devotees, Krishna's internal potency, that is Radharani, will start becoming our mother, and she will start taking care of us. And when she puts us on her lap, she is going to directly give us to Krishna's lotus feet, right? So that's why Prabhupada also says, if you worship Krishna, you will not get Krishna. Okay, because Krishna doesn't care. Okay, he is in Ananda Loka all the time enjoying. Okay, he doesn't even see who is worshipping him. But if you worship Radharani, right, or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right, when you worship Radharani or Gaurnita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, what happens? They recommend you to Krishna. And because Krishna listens only to them, only to Radharani, in fact, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani herself, right? So, because Krishna listens to Radharani, and if you worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, what happens? Radharani instantly recommends you to Krishna, and you will instantly get, entry into Goloka. Right? So if you please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, then instantly Radharani will get pleased. And if Radharani gets pleased, she will, literally take you and put her on her lap, and she will deliver you to Krishna. Okay, that is the secret. If you want to, some of you said, right, you want salvation, you want to go back home, back to Godhead. This is the trick. But you have to, how to worship Gaur Nitai, how to worship Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Only by chanting. There is no other way. They are not going to fall for any other worship that you're going to do. Right? If you want to please Gaur Nitai and Radharani, you have to sit and chant. There is no other way. Okay? There is no other way. And it is very easy. Right? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantasya dridhavrata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. So now Krishna here describes the characteristics of a devotee. Here he talks about how to become a devotee. So now fine, say you've become a devotee, you've started chanting and all that. Okay. Now, if you've become a devotee, what are the characteristics by which you can call yourself a devotee? Right? So first, the very first characteristics you can see, chanting. Right? Chanting is the main thing. Right? It's like main course. In your plate, roti, chapati is like main course, right? Everything else, everything else is just sides, starters or side dishes, curries, everything. Without all that, you can still fill your stomach if you have the main course, right? So same way, if the main course is missing, what you'll eat? How can you even eat? How much can you eat? Right? So chanting is the main course. So always chanting my glories. And then, so this is the first characteristics, chanting. Okay. Then yatantasya dridhavrata. With determination, you have to endeavor in bhakti. It's not easy. Reaching 16 rounds is not easy. Starting with one round is also not easy. You need lots of determination in your heart. I have to take this up. I have to do it. Yeah, Maya is going to trick me. I'm not going to fall for it. Right? That kind of determination you should have in your mind. Right? So that is the second characteristics. And then what is it? Namasyantascha mam bhaktya. Namasyantascha means you have to offer obeisances, as in bow down to the Lord, right? Join your hands, bow down, do Dandavat Pranam, or fall to the feet and ask, do Pranam to the Lord. That is the third characteristics, right? Nitya Yukta Upasate. Every day you have to worship the Lord with devotion, right? Worshipping means it's okay. You can just have a picture of the Lord. That is also okay. You can just take print out from your internet, from the internet, laminate it and keep it in the altar. That is also going to work. But you have to worship. How? Offer bhoga to the Lord, and then only have, as prasadam. Do not eat anything else. Okay? Try as much as possible. Okay? Offer flowers to the Lord. Offer tulsi to the Lord. Krishna will not leave you ever if you offer tulsi to the Lord every day. Okay? Every day. Nitya yukta. Nitya. Not once in a while. These are the 4 characteristics of a devotee. If you're doing all these, that means you are a devotee. Nobody can stop you from attaining the Lord. Okay? पिताहम् अस्य जगतो माता दाता पितामहा वेद्यं पवित्रम् ओंकार ऋक्सामा यजुरेव च. So I'm the father of this universe. So Krishna is the oldest. Yesterday we learnt, right? Krishna is the oldest because he only created everything. Everything comes from him, right? So he's the supreme father. He's the father of the universe, and the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I'm the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable omkar. Okay, this omkar we also learnt in the 7th chapter, right? I'm also the Rik, Sama, and the Yajurvedas. He's all the Vedas as well. Okay, So I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refugee, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place, and the eternal seed. Can you imagine everything? End to end is Krishna. There's nothing else that Krishna has not pervaded. There is nothing else that Krishna has not supervised. There's nothing else that Krishna has not involved in. Everything. He's the goal. He's the goal of our life. He's the sustainer of our lives. He's the master of our lives. He's the witness of our lives. Right? He's our abode. He's our supreme destination. He's our refugee. We don't have anybody to look up to. It's him. Right? The most dear friend. Right? He's the creation and the destruction as well. Right? So, oh Arjuna, I control heat, the rain, and the drought. I am immortality and I am also the death personified. Can you imagine? In 11th chapter, Krishna says how he is Kala, the eternal, inevitable time, right? Kalo aham sarva lokakshayakrit. Kalo asmi lokakshayakrit. Krishna says, I come as Kala, right? The time, and I destroy everything in the form of death, right? So Krishna is immortality. At the same time, Krishna is death as well. So both being and non-being are in me. Okay, that is Krishna. Understanding Krishna is in itself a it's a rocket science actually. That's why Krishna says not everybody can understand him. You need lot of devotion and love and faith and uh, to another level of surrender you need to understand Krishna, right? Those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. They take birth on the planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. So if you study Vedas, a lot of people say, no, oh, we'll study Vedas, right? And perform all those flowery Vedas. People get attracted to the flowery language of Vedas, right? You do this particular sacrifice, you'll get this so much of wealth you'll get. Say you do this particular worship, you'll go to heaven, you'll get that, you'll get this, you'll get job promotion, all this, right? So people start doing all that Vedic worship, I mean, practices prescribed in the Vedas, right? And then what happens? They go to heaven because they've done so much of punya, pious activities, and all that. They will have a lot of punya, they'll go to heaven. Okay. And then what happens? After they go to heaven, they will enjoy godly delights over there. And then what happens? Kshine punya martilokam vishanti. After all that enjoyment, they will have to come back to this earth, right? So Krishna is so Vedas teaches how to get more and more bondage in this material world, right? How to just keep getting birth and death, birth and death, birth and death in the material world. How to get different bodies and sit and suffer in the material world, sit and rot in the material world. But Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us how to get out of this material world to live our eternal life. I've told you many times, right? So this is what is going to help us. Only this kind of knowledge that Krishna is giving here, not the Vedic knowledge. Okay. So when they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. See, Krishna is saying, thus through the Vedic principles, they achieve only flickering happiness. Through the Vedic principles, they achieve flickering happiness. अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. Lot of people have this doubt, no? Oh, if I devote more time for Krishna, maybe my office I will have to focus less. Oh, what about the money? How about my livelihood, etc., etc.? So Krishna is saying, don't go to office also. I mean, if you don't want to go to office, you don't have to go to office also, right? If you're in the stage of devoting yourself completely to Krishna, then what is Krishna saying? Those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. Can you imagine? Right? But you have to be in that level. That's why initially Krishna says karma yoga. When you do karma yoga and get yourself, well versed in bhakti, when you reach a particular state, say you're chanting 16 rounds, more than 16 rounds, you're following the four regulative principles, you're following all the practices of bhakti yoga, then you have reached somewhere, some standard, right? That time you can do this. You can quit your job and Krishna will take care of you. Okay. but those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, right? Ananyas chintayanto mam. If you think about Krishna, meditation means thinking, right? So Ananya, always, that is important. We also think about Krishna, but it's not Ananya. It's once in a while. Maybe even throughout the day, right? You might be thinking, we all might be thinking about Krishna, but once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, right? 20 times. That's it. Not 24 hours. So Krishna is saying Ananya. Always, if you think about him, ye jana paryupasate, worship him, upasate, right? Serve him, right? According to how he wants you, we need to serve, not how we want, right? Tesham nityabhiyuktanam, all every day, nitya, right? Not once in a while. Nityabhiyuktanam. Then yogakshemam vahamiham. Krishna says, I will carry what they lack. As in, Krishna will supply what we lack, and he will preserve what we already have. I have a story in this context. So there was one Brahmana, very poor. Okay, he and his wife used to live in a small cottage. Okay, then this Brahmana used to all the time read Bhagavad Gita, right? Bhagavad Gita all the time he used to read. For the amount of times he's read, pages and all had become so worn out and everything. Okay, like so many times he's read it. Every day he used to read. He used to not go out. He used to not work only. Brahmanas, what is Brahmanas work? They have to go perform some ritualistic activities, some puja ceremonies and all that, right? Or do some scripture reading and all that. Whatever money they get, they have to, I mean, whoever they all give, they have to take that money and live with that, right? Cook and all that, right? So that is what a Brahmana has to do. But this Brahmana is not ready to go out of the house only. He's just sitting and reading Bhagavad Gita, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Reading, chanting. That's all he's doing, right? So his wife is getting so angry. Every day his wife used to come and then, scold him nicely. What you're doing? You're not taking care of me. You got married to me. You're not taking care of me, right? There is not even one grain of rice, one grain of dal. What will I cook? What will I eat? Right? So she keeps coming and scolding. So that day, one particular day, as in little was still remaining. Okay, that one particular day, everything got over. Okay, she used to eat little only and give him also little. But that particular day, everything was over. So she came and she started shouting, "See, everything is over. One little grain is also not there. Now, what will I cook? From morning, nothing. I'm hungry. What will I do? What will I do?" She starts scolding him. So now for the amount of scoldings he got, he's like, okay, I need to go. Otherwise she will, I don't know what she will do. She will murder me. So he gets up and he goes out. Okay. He'll be like, okay, any puja ceremony to be performed. And he just goes in search of houses, right? For work, right? And that time when he goes out, uh, two brothers come. Okay. Two brothers. One will be carrying a big trunk, one big suitcase of something. Okay, the other person will be carrying on the head so many bags, like a bag of rice, bag of dal, bag of all the ingredients, vegetables and everything, fruits and everything. Okay, so both of them come inside this house, and then this lady comes running and says, who is this, what is this and all. So those two brothers say, your husband went to a house to perform some ritual, right? So those people have sent me as dakshina, right? Or as remuneration. We have come with all this. Okay, so she becomes so happy. She'll be like, wow, so much. And then they all put in the house and they start opening the trunk and showing her. So many jewelry will be there, so many saris will be there, right? So much of everything will be there, right? For the entire life she doesn't have to struggle for money or anything. So much of gold coins and silver coins, everything will be there in that trunk. And on the other bag, all rice, grains, for entire lifetime, how much ever grains they want, no, all that is there in that. Okay, and then fresh fruits, vegetables, everything will be there. And so much of money, they can go and buy vegetables and fruits whenever they want, right? So much of money will be there. So she becomes very happy, and she'll be very happy with that. Okay, so one more thing I forgot to tell. So when she got angry with the husband, no, when she comes and scolds him, so she actually took that Bhagavad Gita that he was reading and tears one page. Actually, for the force she takes, one page gets torn, and she pushes, I mean, throws the Bhagavad Gita near the door. Okay, and then that's why that's when he gets, he gets up from the place and he goes searches for the work, right? And he goes out of the house. And yeah, so now these two brothers have come, no? On one brother's forehead, okay, it will be bleeding, okay, blood and all will be there, stain, some wound and all will be there. So now, after they show all the vegetables and gold coins and everything, she will notice this blood on the one brother's head, okay. So she'll quickly go get first aid and all that, treat him, and then they will be very happy with her, and then they will go. Okay, then after some time, after a very long time, actually, that husband comes home. Okay, that Brahmana, he comes home and he'll be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. No work only today. Nobody is giving me work. Everybody is saying today there is no work, no ritual, no puja, no scripture reading. Nothing is there." He comes out home with very upset, one big upset face. Okay, so then she was like, "What? No work? But the remuneration has already come home." And then she discusses, she tells all this. Okay, then he'll be like, "What? Who sent all this? How can those two brothers come? Who are those two brothers?" And then suddenly that Brahmana will understand. Okay, did you see blood stain? And then he'll try to relate. Okay, so that Bhagavad Gita, that one page got torn, right? So Bhagavad Gita is Sakshat Krishna, Bhagavan Swayam. Okay, Bhagavad Gita is Lord's sound incarnation, right? So Krishna spoke, right? So it is Krishna's spoken incarnation or sound incarnation. So it's not different from the Lord. So when the page got torn, Lord's forehead was hurt, and that's where the blood was coming from. And she also threw the Bhagavad Gita, right? So it became a wound over there, right? So then he explains all this to her and says, if you sincerely from the bottom of your heart devote yourself to the Lord, call yourself a servant of the Lord, then Krishna will supply what you lack and preserve what you already have, right? So the Brahmana gives this as an example and says, see, what is more important is sitting at home and reading Bhagavad Gita, provided you are in that stage, not now. Now, Karma Yoga, okay? So then Krishna will reciprocate to you, right? So that's what Krishna is saying. Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jano paryupasate tesham nityabhayuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. Okay, ये अपि अन्य देवता भक्ता यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता ते अपि माम एव कौन्तेय यजन्ति अविधिपूर्वकम्. Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. Avidhi purvakam. It is indirectly you're serving the Lord. So the same example I will take, if you're working in your office and say your team leader is monitoring your work and you're right. So indirectly, who is actually monitoring your work? The CEO of the company through the team leader, through those hierarchy, right? Same way, all the demigods are in Krishna's hierarchy only, right? Krishna has appointed them like cabinet of ministers. Prime Minister has cabinet of ministers, right? But all the cabinet ministers have to ultimately report to the Prime Minister only, right? Same way. Okay, so you are worshipping Krishna only, but avidhi purvakam, in not, without true understanding. So Krishna is like, why are you worshipping them without true understanding? Worship me directly, right? Makes sense, right? So yanti deva vrata deva pitranyanti pitravrata bhutani yanti bhutejyo yanti mam yajino bhuta yajino api mam. So those who worship the demigods, right, will take birth among the demigods. See, Krishna is saying, if you still continue to worship demigods, what will happen? Right? You will take birth among the demigods. If you worship demigods, maybe you will go to the planet where the demigod is staying, or you will become a demigod. That's the best, right? That's the highest you can get. You'll become Lord Ganesha, you will become Lord whoever, right? Indra, Chandra, whoever it is. You might become them, right? If you are worshipping with so much of faith and everything. But you will still not go to Krishna, right? Pitranyanti Pitravrata, those who worship ghosts, right? They will take birth among ghosts and spirits. Okay, they will go, they as in take birth in ghosts, as in they will lose their gross body and they will become spirit souls. okay, wandering around. Bhutani anti bhutejyo, those who worship big human beings, right? Prime Minister or some landlords or some politician and all that. There are a lot of people who do that. They will become such people. Okay, they will take birth among such people, and among those who worship ancestors, pitru lokas, right? They will go to pitrus, and those who worship me will live with me. So one difference is, with all these things you will still have birth and death, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, disease and old age as well. Okay, nothing is permanent. But if you go to Krishna loka, those who worship me will live with me, then there is eternity. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tad aham bhakti upashatam asnami prayatatmanaha. So what is Krishna saying here? Patram pushpam phalam toyam. So Krishna wants not some variety, 10 varieties of dishes, 20 varieties of dishes. No. What he's only saying, see, smaller, whatever little you can give, one drop of water, thoyam is water, right? Thoyam is water. So patram is leaf. One leaf you can give, one leaf of tulsi, right? Pushpam, you can give him one flower, right? One flower, one rose or one jasmine, right? Phalam is fruits or grains, right? Vegetables. And then your thoyam is water. Okay, one drop of all this you give also is okay. Krishna will accept. Provided what? Which is the word repeating so many times? Bhaktya, bhakti. Provided there should be bhakti. Krishna takes bhakti from it. Krishna will not take your food. He has 100 varieties of food in his Goloka, Vaikuntha and all. Right? He will not take our food. He will take the bhakti through that food. He will take bhakti. Okay? How much of love are you offering him through that food? That is what Krishna sees, right? And he takes that through the food. That is very important. Okay, even if you are offering one drop of water, or even if you are, say, offering 10 varieties of dishes, okay, are you offering it with love? That's all matters. Okay, so another story in this regard is that Duryodhana, okay, arranged a grand feast when Krishna came for peace negotiation, right, during Mahabharata. So Krishna, Duryodhana arranged a grand feast, so many items and everything. You know what Krishna did? He rejected outright. On the face of Duryodhana, he said, I'm not going interested in your feast. I'm not stepping into it even. Right? Why? Because Duryodhana had not arranged it out of love for the Lord. You know why he arranged it? To show off his money and prestige and everything, to show off how much hospitality, how much of money he has to arrange so big feast and all that. It was not out of love for the Lord. You know what he did? Rather, he went to Vidura's house, and Vidura was a very modest living person. Okay, and his wife had prepared just some plain rice and curd, something like that. They eat very simple food. Okay, and Krishna said, "I want to eat in your house." So Vidura was like, "What? We don't even have a sweet prepared for you. We don't have puri, halwa, sabji and all that, right? It's just bland plain food." And Krishna said, I want that only. I'm happy with that, right? And Vidurani, that is Vidura's wife, started serving him. Okay, and he was like, wow, this is equivalent to 100 varieties of foods, right? Because he sees love, so much of love they were offering. They are devotees, right? And at the end of the meals, Vidra's wife was peeling out bananas to feed him bananas. Okay, but you know what she was doing? She was looking at Krishna like a son. Oh, I'm feeding my son, let him eat nicely and all. She was so engrossed in looking at her son, Krishna as her son, that she was peeling the bananas, throwing the banana and feeding him the peel. And Krishna was eating the peel and saying it is so tasty. Can you imagine? Right? It was done out of love. She didn't even know that was happening. She was completely engrossed. Krishna accepts that kind of love. Okay? We cannot feed him peels saying, oh, I also love Krishna. That is imitation. Right? We need to do it naturally from our heart. Just give him whatever you can. Right? I remember some Mataji asking, can we offer one item? Yeah, you can offer one item, but love has to be there. Yet, yes, yat karoshi yad dashnasi yad juhosi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away will also, as well as all the austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. right? So this is again karma yoga. Whatever you do it for the Lord. Nishkama karma yoga, right? So Krishna is saying whatever you do, ashnasi, whatever you eat, right? Juhosi, whatever you give in charity, donate, right? And dadasi, whatever you offer, give away, and whatever you accept, whatever you're doing, basically, right? Do it as an offering unto the Lord, right? Do not expect anything out of it. समोहम सर्वभूतेषु न मे द्वेष्योऽस्ति न प्रिया ये भजन्ति तु मां भक्त्या मयि ते तेषु चाप्यहम्. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I'm equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Right? The answer why Krishna supported Arjuna and Pandavas during Mahabharata war is here. Right? Krishna is not partial, he is completely impartial. How is he impartial? If you become a devotee, Krishna will personally come and help you. If you become a non devotee, Krishna will say, law of karma will take care of you. That's how he is impartial, right? He's impartial to everybody, right? So that's what Krishna is saying. Whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. You become a friend to the Lord if you become a devotee. Your friend will help you. Why will your friend go and help others? Tell me, right? So Krishna helped Pandavas. As simple as that, right? So I'm also a friend to him. So अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव स मन्तव्या सम्यक् व्यवसितो हि सः. So even if one commits the most abominable actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated. If you become a devotee, right? If you are in the path of devotional service, even if you commit sins, right? Most abominable sin in the world, you will still be forgiven. Why? Because you have voluntarily accepted from the bottom of your heart the bhakti yoga process. This is not possible, or this is not, applied to any other process, right? Only for bhakti yogis. Love. Bhakti means love, right? For the lovers of the Lord, if you are involved in loving the Lord with devotion and serving him and all that, even if you commit the most abominable sin, of course, if you're loving the Lord, if you are a devotee, you will not purposely commit the sin. Accidentally, it'll happen. You will be completely forgiven. You will be considered saintly because you have still accepted devotional service. Example is Jagai Madai. We just saw, no, yesterday, the example. They are very bad. They have done every sin in the world, right? I think we saw this example, right? Jagai Madai, there are two brothers who've committed every sin in the world, right? But Nityananda Prabhu went and told them, you chant Hare Krishna and all that. They got so angry and they hit Nityananda Prabhu with broken pot, okay, earthen pot. And Nityananda Prabhu starts bleeding. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes running and invokes Sudarshan, right, because it's Krishna, right, and says, how dare you hurt my Nityananda, right? And Nityananda Prabhu says, do not, offend them. Do not punish them, do not kill them. Yeah, they have offended me, but it's okay. Let them take up devotional service. Right? Can you imagine? Even before they became devotees, Nityananda Prabhu forgave them. That's how merciful Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu are. Krishna is not this merciful. Krishna can never be this merciful. Right? But Nityananda Prabhu, Gaur Nitai forms of the Lord is merciful. Krishna in his original form is not this merciful. Right? That's why we have to take shelter of Gaur Nitai, and they will help us. They will bless us. Even before becoming devotees, they will take away our sins because you are in the process of accepting devotional service. Then imagine if you become a devotee, how much they'll help you, right? क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शांतिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्त प्रणश्यति. He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. See, we just learned, if a devotee commits most abominable sin, still he is considered saintly. Krishna will forgive. Why? Because he's accepted the path of Bhakti Yoga, he will quickly become righteous. He will quickly become a very good person and he will attain lasting peace. All of us have anarthas. It's very difficult to come out of that. Could be anger, it could be lust, it could be greed, it could be anything. It could be envy, right, over others, right? It could be attitude of dominating, whatever it is. These are all bad qualities. But If you become a devotee, if you start chanting 16 rounds, right? Continuously for some time, if you chant 16 rounds, say 5 years, 10 years, you will become righteous by yourself. Automatically, you will start seeing the change in yourself, right? Provided you do it regularly, automatically you will start seeing the change in yourself. You are becoming a good person. You're inclining towards that, that position of a devotee, like a position of a pure devotee, right? So all your anarthas or the bad qualities will go away, and rather you become highly righteous and attain lasting peace. Can you imagine? And Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati, my devotee will never perish. Devotees of the Lord can never lose. That's why Pandavas never lost in the war. Kauravas, they put in so much of hard work. Karnas, he is so talented and everything. Still he lost. Why? Because he's not a devotee. Right? So my devotees never perish. Krishna is promising us. Right? He will take care. And he will make us win. He will give us victory. Right? Provided we become devotees. मां हि पार्थव्यपाश्रित्य ये अपि स्युः पापयोनयः श्रुत्यो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्र स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रस् ते अपि यान्ति परां गतिम्. O son of Pratha, those who take shelter in me, though they are in lower birth, women, Vaishyas, Shudras, can approach the supreme destination. Can you imagine? Everybody are considered to be on the same path, okay, or highest position just by becoming devotees. And anybody can become a devotee, right? Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishasi yuktaivam atmanam matparayanaha. This is the last instruction he gives in this chapter. Okay, so what does he say? Engage your mind always in thinking of me. So we just spoke about the most secretive knowledge, right? This is the essence of that most secretive knowledge that Krishna just shared throughout the chapter. What is it? Always engage your mind in thinking of me. Ananyas chintayanto mam. We already saw that shloka. Always think about the Lord. Offer obeisances. Bow down. Right? Offer pranam to the Lord. And worship Him. Worship Him by offering flowers, that agarbatti, all that you can do, right? Offering bhoga to the Lord, right? Offering tulsi. Very, very important. By completely being absorbed in me, right? Being completely absorbed in the Lord, surely you will come to me. How to be completely absorbed your entire day? Work. When you go to office, work for the Lord. Think your manager is Krishna. Work for the Lord, right? Think your CEO is Krishna, right? Think so only that way you can get take your work very seriously, because if you think your manager is Krishna, then you'll put extra hard work and make that work so nice, right? The quality of your work also will increase, right? And use that salary that you get for the Lord, right? At least a little bit. Sakama karma yoga, little bit of your salary, right? Then in your office you eat prasadam, then your office becomes temple. Place a nice small picture of the Lord in your at your desk, then your desk becomes a temple, right? So this way, entire day just be absorbed in me. Think what you read in the morning. If you get a chance to read one page of Bhagavad Gita, entire day you can meditate upon that. No, whatever you've read, what lesson you learned, right? Oh, this is what I read, how can I implement it today, right? So that way entire day you can get absorbed in Bhagavad Gita, or in the Lord. Chant in office when you get free time. Just chant. Have a clicker or download Japa counter on your phone and chant. Use mala at home, because in office people will question you, right? So such people will surely come to me. So this way Krishna is saying, engage every day, every night, every way in the service of the Lord. It's like living with Him, although He's not here personally. That's how you should live your day, right? Just think, if you were in Goloka, how would you live? Krishna is always next to you in Goloka, right? How would you live? Same way, think Krishna is there with you and live your day, right? Then you are completely absorbed in the Lord. But we need to do it every day, not once in a while. That is the challenge, right? And what did we learn? Summary of the chapter, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, right? Krishna explains the characteristics of the knowledge. And then he also explains the way to approach the Lord and sweetness of exclusive devotion. What is that sweetness? Name Bhakta Pranashati. His devotees will never perish. Krishna will treat his devotees as his friend and always help, right? And when you become a devotee, you become saintly. Even if you commit sins, Krishna will forgive you, right? And when you become a devotee, you will go to the lap of Radharani instead of being under the control or the trap of Mahamaya or Durga Mata, right? And then what else? The characteristics of devotion. With determination, we have to endeavor to approach the Lord. And then the final instruction, always think about the Lord. And then Krishna also says, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham, right? He supplies what we lack and carries what we, preserves what we have already, right? Hare Krishna, any questions? Any doubts?
Yeah, Mataji, I have one question.
Yeah.
Like in last sloka, you had told that even fallen people, even lower beings like Shudras
Yeah.
and women also can get salvation.
Yeah.
But so, according to you, why does Gita consider the status of women as lower than man?
Yeah, so why Gita considers, not Gita, I mean, that's the actual truth. Why women are considered lower is because of their lifestyle, Prabhuji. Women, in the scriptures, it is mentioned that women are always supposed to be under a protection, under the protection of a man, right? When a woman is a child, under the protection of a father, and in adulthood, under the protection of a husband, and in old age, under the protection of a son. Okay, why? Because modern science also supports this because of the nature. I mean, the body, the body of a woman and male are different. Women cannot work all life, right? The capacity of, see, a man can probably do a lot of physical work. Women is not in a position to do all that physical work, right? So based upon the strength, physical strength, based upon so many other things. Women cannot make decisions when in worry or anything. The decisions will be, um, not very right? Because of the, what do you call? Because of the mental status of a man, the women, the makeup, the body makeup is such. Okay, but if you become a devotee, then because you live on the absolute platform, there is no women man discrimination, as in terms of position. Okay, you become the devotee is transcendental to gender. Okay, so that way you can come out of that lower position to a higher position. Okay, any additions, any of you?
Like
Women can
feminist
receive.
women may not agree to your, you know, feminist women are against this philosophy.
Sorry, Prabha, I didn't hear you.
The feminist women,
Huh?
they say no, women are no less than man.
Huh.
So, so
Okay,
that's
that
the
is your opinion. What can we do? We go by the scriptures. No? Hmm.
No,
Hare Krishna.
see, sorry to interrupt. See,
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
the modern day feminism is also, subject to equality, right? It is about a woman being able to do everything that a man does. But if you go look at the scriptures, right, it's exactly the opposite. It mentions, and in fact, Prabhupada has said one of the greatest responsibilities a man can have on earth is to take care of his wife. Per se, he also mentions that the women are not less intelligent to man anymore. So, that in no way, has Prabhupada said that they are weaker and they are dumb. It's just that the scriptures have mentioned, like Mataji said, that they need a protective force with them always. If it is not there, then the Lord is there for them. That is what is the essence that I have,
Yeah.
understood from Prabhupada Vani.
And also, one more point to add in this aspect is that women need protection. Matlab, not they are. It's not that they are weak. It's that they are. How do I explain this? They are. What is that word? They are vulnerable. Okay, they are vulnerable. They are so innocent that they will get cheated. Like we women, when somebody comes and speaks like flowery language and all, for a moment we tend to fall for it, right? So we are very innocent, so we become vulnerable. So there should always be a strong person, a male person to protect. A woman cannot protect another woman because another woman also will have the same characteristics, same nature. And one more point is during these Vedic age, right? Women were not given this freedom. They wouldn't get education. They go to school and all that. Women had to stay at home and work in the kitchen only, right? Their life was just in revolving around kitchen and home. Now only in modern Kali Yuga they are happily going around, going to school, going to office, ruling the world, joining politics and all this. So maybe the times have also changed. If Krishna had done Bhagavad Gita in Kali Yuga, he wouldn't have told this probably. Okay? Hare Krishna. Did that
Hare
continue?
Hare Krishna Mataji, one
Yeah,
question
Hare
I
Krishna.
have.
Yeah.
Yesterday in Goloka chart, you had shown the petals of the lotus flower in Goloka. So in
Hmm.
that, what does the petals represent? Pink colored ones.
What? What's your question, Mataji?
In Goloka chart yesterday, you had shown that Goloka chart. No, in that pink color petals, what do they represent?
Pink color petals represent like see like houses. Each petal is a place of pastime for Krishna. Like different petal is a different place. So each like how we have over here place, right? There it is in the form of petal. Each place is in the form of petal and lotus petal, and Krishna performs pastimes there. And some other devotees also say, senior realized devotees also say the each petal is actually a house of a saki, or a abode of a saki, right? Gopis, and Krishna performs different pastimes there. Okay. Hare Krishna. I have a is this a question? Krishna resides in each one of us, so being envious to each other is equivalent to being envious to Krishna, because I don't think anyone is directly envious of the Lord. Yeah, that's what I told you, Mataji. Having enviousness with each other is only called enviousness of Krishna. We are not directly envious of the Lord. I mean, some people are. They are atheists, demoniac people, those who do not believe in the Lord. But we, at least, those who are in this class, we are not envious of the Lord directly because we respect the Lord, but we are envious of others. That means you want to lord over the other person. But Krishna is the only Lord. The moment you want to lord over the other person, that means that your lording over is coming into effect, right? But Krishna is the only Lord. Because you want to lord over, you are actually envious of the Lord. That is Krishna. But indirectly, not directly. Okay, so you are right. And then that's it. No other questions.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare
I
Krishna.
have a question, Mataji.
Yeah.
You mentioned that studying Vedas, Mataji, after studying Vedas, we go to heavenly planet, enjoy there, and then return back. And does it not depend on, because we receive knowledge only through spiritual masters, Mataji? And does it not depend on the type of master that we choose for us, Mataji, in our spiritual growth? So that was my question.
I didn't understand.
Studying Vedas, Mataji, there are several spiritual masters in the world, Mataji, who give different kind of knowledge to us. So interpret and add their own concoction to it, and then give it to us.
Yeah.
So so does it not depend on the type of person whom we choose as spiritual master? That was my question.
Yeah, that also, yeah, it depends on that. So here in this context, what Vedas means is fruitive activities, the flowery language of the Vedas. It doesn't relate to spirituality at all. Like Vedas, like Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, all the four Vedas give us different ways to, of pious activities to gain punya, right? If you study those and perform that and gain that result, whatever, then it will just put you in this material world only. It will not take you anywhere out of it. You might go to
No,
heaven.
Mainly in this Yuga Mataji, most of the people depend completely on astrologers Mataji. They take their words as Vedas and do all that is
Yeah.
suggested. So
Yeah. So it depends. It depends on the source from where that Vedic knowledge is coming from. It's a good point to add also. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sorry for
Hare
the
Krishna.
interruption.
Yeah.
Prabhupada always tells we must follow only gurus from disciplic succession.
Yeah.
If we follow them, then what we are doing will be correct. Otherwise, if we follow any other guru who is having his own concoctions and all, and that won't be useful for us, and it is not the right way.
Haribol. Exactly. So true. That's why Prabhuji has said, doesn't it depend on the kind of person or spiritual master we choose? Exactly. Like Mataji said, that disciplic succession should ultimately connect to Krishna. Like how ours is connecting to Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? Ours is connecting to Brahma and then Krishna, right? Same way. That's why you have to see the person you're learning from. Is he connected to Krishna in any way or not? Like in Sri Sampradaya, Lakshmi Devi is connected to Krishna. So that way it is valid, legit. Right? Yeah. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Anybody? No questions? Then we can end. Thank you all for joining. Tomorrow it will be Vibhuti Yoga. So, how to remember Krishna in the material world? Yes, Himanshu Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, just a comment and realization, no questions.
Yeah, please add.
So, yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Shira Prabhupada. So I want you to first of all thank you like gratefully. I'm grateful for this nectarian and very sweet lecture. I truly believe that like it is the Lord divine arrangement that enables us to take this like Zoom sessions. I found it really helpful.
Hare
I'm
Krishna.
like bit shy, so that's why I just don't like interact much. So I've got like one realization.
Yeah.
I had this year during book distribution when I was on the street. Is it okay if I share?
Yeah. Continue, bro.
Yeah. So there were like some moments when faced like struggle. I was struggling up very much. No one were like willing to listen or take any books or even give like any donation or anything. So at that time I just like prayed from the Lord and offered my like heartfelt prayer. But and then please send some sincere souls to whom I can share Krishna consciousness and try to serve in whatever way possible. Then Lord, I mean, listen. After few hours, I was not able to give any books. So then I stopped one person and he took the book and give me the donation as well. So this is something I wanted to share.
Haribol. See, another genuine example we have right in front of our eyes. Prabhu is sharing. Ye yata mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamiham. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, however you consider him, have a relationship with him, he reciprocates the same way. So Prabhuji prayed to send sincere souls so that they can purchase the books, and he got it. Right? So, Krishna consciousness is a science. You do it, you get the result. Without doing it, do not expect the result. Okay? So, Hare Krishna. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for sharing. All glories to even Namanishta Prabhu for arranging this class. Without his guidance and without him starting this, I wouldn't have got Gita in my life only. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, thank you so much for adding. Vanchakalpatrubhyascha कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. नमाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. Hare Krishna. Please join tomorrow 10th chapter. We will learn about